Okay, welcome back in the Fabrizio Romano channel. Today, of course, is deadline day. Many things are happening. Fabrizio is coming shortly. Should be here in 1 minute, more or less. So we start talking about the many news we are receiving and we are providing because it's one of the most exciting deadline days that we remember in the last year. So we are here until 9, 8 p.m. with live shows in the Fabrizio Romano channel to explain you what's happening because there are many news coming. Nico Jackson is the last one. A new year we go for Nico Jackson and Bayern Munich. Gueye also and undergoing medicals with Liverpool. Also the interesting deal for Akanji to Inter and also Benjamin Pavard heading to Olympique Marseille. And many more to come in the last day of the transfer market. Also, Gianluigi Donnarumma is joining Manchester City, is currently undergoing the medicals in Italy, and then will be official the deal between Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City. Also, we have Alexander Isak undergoing medicals with Liverpool as well. So as you can see, many things are happening. We have Fabri coming shortly, I think. So we are waiting for him to jump on the show here on the live on YouTube. I'm reading also all your questions. So the moment he arrives, I'm gonna ask him the questions you have in the chat. I see Man United fans asking for midfielders. Fermin Lopez, Fabrizio is coming. I think in 5 seconds he will be here, and we will start talking about all the deals that are going on today. And of course, we have news on Man United, Chelsea. I'm reading the question. He's just coming. Just a few seconds, he will be here, and he's here. Okay.
Here we are. Here we
So,
are.
Fabri,
Ciao, guys.
I was explaining there are so many things happening, starting from Nico Jackson, Gueye. So I don't know where you want to start with because I know there are many things happening.
With Liverpool.
Yes.
I want to start with Liverpool.
Okay.
I think for Liverpool fans, it's probably the best deadline day ever, and maybe in the history of the club also for a few years. I think I wish them not, but I think it's really unbelievable what Richard Hughes, the Liverpool director, is doing. A fantastic one, because after Alexander Isak around 1 a.m. last night, done deal. He's doing his medical completely today with Liverpool. Now Liverpool have agreed a deal with Crystal Palace for Marc Guéhi, and it's a here we go. The deal is done. Marc Guéhi is doing his medical right now in London, so the player is completing all the formal steps. He agreed personal terms long time ago, I would say. It was start of August when he gave the green light to the move, and now everything is done. Everything is okay. Everything is set to be signed. Marc Guéhi will cost £35 million plus 10% sell-on clause. No add-ons. This is the deal between Palace and Liverpool, and so congratulations really to Liverpool, because apart from all the signings they already did, Wirtz, Frimpong, Kerkez, and all the rest, Giovanni Leoni, and then to get also Marc Guéhi and obviously Alexander Isak on deadline day, I think is something historical. And then the other topic you were mentioning, Nicolas Jackson. Let's explain to Bayern and Chelsea fans what's going on with Nico Jackson. So guys, the deal is done. The deal was never off. I tell you what I know, then every journalist has his own version of the story, but the deal was never off. When a deal is off, the player is returning, going back to the city, and you say goodbye. This means off to me. I told you here last night that the deal was not off, but was on hold. On hold means let's wait. Because if now we are live and I tell you we go on hold because I have a phone call, I will be back. But if I don't get back, it's off. In this case, Nico Jackson decided to remain in Munich because he only wanted to play for Bayern. And the message arrived very strong to Chelsea. They understood that Nico Jackson didn't want to be part of the Chelsea squad. Chelsea are a smart club. They're not going to accept a player who doesn't want to be there. It's not a good solution for anyone. And so, what about Chelsea and Bayern? The deal has been agreed also because the player is really convinced about Bayern project, really attracted by the club, believing this is a perfect move for him. And so the deal is done for a different loan fee. First point, from 15 million euros, the loan fee will be 16.5. So Chelsea get 1.5 million euros more. And also, in addition to this, there is also an element of obligation to buy as a possibility for 2026. So we go from loan with option to buy to loan with option to buy and an eventual obligation. So let's follow also the formal steps now, signing all the contracts, all the documents. But Chelsea have been able to renegotiate the deal as they wanted. Bayern have been able to get the player as they wanted. Nico Jackson has been able to get the move he wanted. And so now we can say that Nico Jackson is going to Bayern. We wait for the medical. He's been authorized by Chelsea. I remember that Chelsea have recalled Mark Guiu from Sunderland. Rumors, many messages I'm getting, but the very clear message coming directly from Chelsea is that Santiago Gimenez from Milan is not a Chelsea target for the final 3 hours of the summer transfer window.
So we have a lot of questions, Fabio. We'll try to sum them up. We have one in particular asking about Manchester United midfielder. We have no news on that, right? Until now. Then let's see what's going to happen in the next 3 hours. Manchester United are completing another deal. Yeah,
I think for Man United it's important to mention Kobbie Mainoo because probably you don't have a new midfielder, but you will keep one of your best players. And my personal opinion is that when you are in a situation like Man United are, not the best moment in the history of the club, for sure, to send a player like Kobbie Mainoo on loan would be really something. For me, it's crazy that Kobbie Mainoo doesn't play. I'm in love with Kobbie Mainoo. I think he deserves to be a Manchester United player on the pitch, not on the bench. He's a fantastic guy, a top player, and so he's staying at Man United. Today, Man United in the morning, after what they did in the last 3-4 days, always saying no to loan, Man United spoke to the agents of Kobbie Mainoo and told them also to the player, you are not going anywhere. No chance, even on deadline day. It was already complicated last week. Then imagine after the injury of Mason Mount, the injury of Mateus Cunha, not happening. So Mainoo is staying.
So I see a lot of questions also about official statements, for example, like the one of Isaac. I want to remind you all that statements can also come after the deadline, so they don't have to be official until before 8 p.m. today. I see questions on Joe Gomez, and I want also to touch base with you with the situation of Akanji and Benjamin Pavard, which is also another international story, very interesting, something that was really surprising to see something like that on deadline day as well.
Yeah, true, because Inter have agreed a deal with Manchester City for Manuel Akanji. He's traveling now. There was interest from several clubs, but he's going to Inter. 2 million euros loan fee, 15 million euros buy option clause to become mandatory in case Inter win the Serie A title this season and Akanji plays at least 50% of the games with Inter. So the obligation is not that easy. And then also Benjamin Pavard on the verge of joining Olympique Marseille because they are discussing the eventual details of the deal, loan with option to buy. But he's advancing well. Pavard is ready to go to Marseille. He understands that he's no longer too important for Inter project. And so work in progress for Pavard to Marseille, while Manuel Akanji will go to join Inter. So this is the story for Inter. I can also tell Arsenal fans that the deal is completed. The exchange of documents is completed for Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen to Arsenal. For Bayer Leverkusen has been a shocking day. We have to mention that Erik ten Hag, the coach already fired by the club, exclusive bomb in the morning. We had many exclusive stories today on transfer market signings and all the rest, but probably the biggest bomb of the day in terms of unexpected is Erik ten Hag fired? Because yes, in Germany there were some reports, maybe he could be fired, this is a possibility, this and that. But then, boom, around 11, Erik ten Hag out of Bayer Leverkusen is something really, really big. Imagine that they started a new project and you fire a manager on deadline day at the end of the summer transfer window. This is something really, really big. So we will see who's going to be the new coach. Many reports on several candidates, from Edin Terzic to Xavi, many names being mentioned. We will let you know who's going to be the new coach. But for sure, for Bayer Leverkusen, a big shock. Erik ten Hag out.
Yeah, I'm sure after this deadline day full of news and unexpected news as well, we will take the time to explain all these stories in a better way, also in the next days here on YouTube channel as well. Many fans asking about Spurs, if they are going to do any more business. There is some big news also for Spurs today on deadline day.
Yeah, it's about Randal Kolo Muani. It's here we go. It's an exclusive story. Broke last night, 4 a.m. Then we followed that during the whole day. Let's see where Manor Solomon goes, because there is some interest from 2 clubs, one in England and one abroad. So I think there could still be some movement for Manor Solomon. Randal Kolo Muani is a done deal on loan from Paris Saint-Germain. They will cover the salary. They will pay 5 million euros loan fee. So It's going to be slightly under 10 million euros, the total package between salary and loan fee, but they don't have a buy option. So Randal Colomwani next summer will return to Paris Saint-Germain, similar to what happened with Juventus this summer. He will return to Paris Saint-Germain and we will understand more on his future. But let's see if Spurs will do something else. Let's see.
Yeah, we have 12,000 right now online, so thank you all for following. Fabri, last one for now, and then we will be back later also for another live show, I'm sure, before the deadline. What was I want to ask? Oh, yes, because there are some fans asking about the situation of Dovbyk and Jimenez. You were mentioning before that Chelsea, as far as you know, are not considering the option of Jimenez, but can the swap deal between AC Milan and Roma still happen in the next 3 hours or not?
Look, this is still a possibility. Let's see if they can reach an agreement on the formula of the deal. For Jimenez, for Dovbyk, they are talking, the clubs, the agents, all the people involved. Let's see what's going to happen there. For sure, there is a conversation underway, conversation ongoing, but let's see what's going to happen there. I think this is one to watch really till the final seconds of the window, because Jimenez yesterday opened doors to Roma move, but this depends on the clubs. So let's follow this, but I think this is going to be probably the most interesting story we have in the Italian football market for these final hours of the window. Don't forget it is almost 3 hours now, 3 hours and 15 in Italy, in England, everywhere apart from Spain, where they close at midnight. And so for sure, this is going to be one of the topics we will be following. Ricky George goes to Fulham, £22 million plus heavy sell-on clause. Chelsea always included these clauses for Chukwuemeka, for Renato Vega, for several players. And I think that's it for now, but we will be back later with more informations.
Thank you.